All right, this is just going to be a casual video where I will share my thoughts about Indians who have been approaching me for jobs in the Middle East and, why your approach is wrong or why you're not getting jobs. All right, for those of you who are not aware, I lived in UAE for 40 years of my life, and I'm, I literally used to change jobs as frequently as someone would change their clothes. I never stuck to one employer, and I kind of learned the street smart way of existing, especially because I was a high school dropout. Okay, so I didn't have any degree, anything flashy to show anyone, an MBA or whatever. So when you don't have a degree, that also in Dubai, and you're an expat, and you don't have an MBA, and you don't have any contacts, connections, those days when I was young, you have to survive. So I learned how to survive the streets. I learned, and remember, those were the days where internet was not there, Google was not there. So nobody was there to teach you how to make your CV, how to present yourself. I literally experimented with having from one page to even 17 pages. Just imagine. I'm a like hardly in my 20s and 17 page CV, color CV, brochure, glossy stuff. I mean, I've done even sending my resume via DHL, I mean, I tried all the gimmicks, putting my resume in a box and sending it with chocolates. And so I tried a lot of crazy stuff in my time. Most of it didn't work, but the stuff that did work told me this is what works. And I kept tweaking things to survive. So this was in my, from the age of 16, I started with, seriously, with having a business card at the age of 16. Nobody told me. And waiting outside until the employer would pass by and personally hand over my resume to him and give bombastic statements and try to impress people. And so I've tried everything. Okay. And this is despite not having any degree or anything to show for, with no experience. So today, given that I'm nearly 49, 50, and given all the experiences that I've had, I've done all the mistakes you can possibly make. So that is why when I read some of the messages that I get, or the cover letters, or the resumes, it clearly shows you don't know what you're doing, and it clearly shows why you're not getting a job. Now, my problem is I cannot afford to give people a free service apart from the YouTube channel where I give you free advice like this one. But when it comes to one-to-one, please, sir, help me, can you give me a few tips? And, nobody gives, like, you can't go to a restaurant where you're serving patrons and start feeding everyone, unless, of course, you have so much of money that you don't mind feeding all the poor. Okay, come to my restaurant, all poor people eat. Okay. In my case, I have financial goals, personal goals, professional goals, and for that, I need to earn money. And if I start going on the journey of giving people free services, I can assure you this much. If one Indian comes to know I give something for free, I don't think I'll have time for anything else. I've done my share of giving people things for free. That is many years ago. But during your tough times, all those people you helped, none of them come to your aid. So I made it a policy where I'll not help anyone one-to-one for free. This way, I don't mind. So here are a few tips that I would give you that can help you. See what, appeals to you. And I genuinely hope that this advice or what I share with you right now will help you. Okay, so here are the pointers. This I'm just going with the flow as I recollect the emails and messages that I've received. Number one is your education, whether you have a degree or a master's, it doesn't necessarily translate to any benefit to a corporate company. Most of the time, the degree or the master's that you have just shows you're a person who is disciplined, you're a person who has some bit of knowledge, like, someone who is totally, he has not studied anything, he's a school dropout. it'll show that he's a rebel. He cannot focus. He cannot discipline himself. He has not learned anything. He cannot follow protocol. So it speaks bad about your character. So that is why companies, because they are searching for someone who will be obedient, who will put their head down and work, when someone says, I have a degree or I have an MBA, wow, it shows this person can discipline themselves to learn, study, and they can learn, study, and grow in our company, at least put a couple of years. Okay. So I can assure you this much, nothing that you learned in your business, say your degree or your master's, will generate revenue for a company, especially if you're in sales. If it's engineering or if it's medicine, or their education is exceptionally important. There's no two ways about it. So I'm not one of those people who'll say, yeah, school is outdated. Yes, school is outdated, degrees are outdated, but that you can't discount it totally. All right. You must have certain qualifications. And even though I'm a school dropout, I can tell you this much, that there are many benefits, especially if you want to migrate to the West. They will ask you, show us your degree, your master's, your PhD, and every, piece of paper that shows your education, you have more points. There is always respect for someone with a PhD. There's always respect for someone with multiple, master's degrees. And if you have graduated from an Ivy League school or college or university, there is respect. Here, one thing I would like to say, there are a lot of hustlers, and given today is a social media generation, people say, oh, this Elon Musk, for example, I'm just saying, Elon Musk was a dropout. Oh, Bill Gates dropped out of college. Oh, Steve Jobs. My response to that is, you know Steve Jobs, you know Bill Gates, you know Elon Musk. So just because they dropped out doesn't mean you drop out. And remember, they dropped out from some of the top Ivy League institutes in the world. They qualified for it. You have not qualified for an Ivy League. Okay, so if you join some Sri Lakshmi, college in the village of Pondicherry, where they just take $100 as the school fees, don't think you are at the same level of a Steve Jobs. And we only hear or read about stories of people who have achieved exceptional success. The majority of failures, nobody talks about them. So please do not discount education. Education, the only drawback is it is outdated. It awards people who memorize. And, just because you have a degree or a PhD doesn't mean you're better or smarter than anyone else, but it does open a lot of doors. So you must have a balance between having a degree and not having a degree. And if you're the type who believes, I'm a businessman, I know how to make money online, like, for example, me, or you're into, I don't know, drop shipping or cryptocurrency or trading or, being a coach or whatever that is, you're online, it is not that easy. That much I can assure you. Okay. You're not going to become an Andrew Tate or a viral phenomenon just because you have seen a coach or done a course. That is number one. Number two, which I want to tell all the people who are applying, please understand this much. Anyone who receives your resume, your email, your message, ask yourself, what is the benefit they are getting? Nobody cares what you want. Oh, I want a salary. My mother is sick. My father is dying. My wife and children have to support. I don't have any money in the bank, or I'm exceptionally talented. I'm very gifted. I want to achieve my goals in life. My dream is to go to Dubai. I want to migrate to Canada. I want to have $100,000 in my bank. I want to be a CEO. All I, me. Nobody cares. There is no employer in this world who has started his company for your benefit. He didn't start the company. He didn't sacrifice everything. Oh, let me see what Ramesh wants. I will give my life to Ramesh. No, you're a nothing. You're nobody to him. If you are going to write to him or you're going to approach him, you have to ask yourself, what is it of benefit or of value that I can offer him, which due to which he'll entertain me. Like, for example, those of you who are watching this video, you're watching it because you get some benefit or some value. Others, why the hell should you watch my video? You'll be like, who the hell is this tattooed guy? Look at him. He'll dress up as a beggar and, like, what am I offering you? There's nothing graphics, nothing. It is just advice, which some of you might find of value, and that is why you'll watch it. If it was of no value, you'll not watch it. People who see my YouTube channel, whether it's a news, whether it's comedy, whether it is information, whether it's controversy, they see it because they get something. Even maybe some people say, I'm watching a video, I'm listening to a video because I can't get sleep. You bore me so much, I go to sleep. See, there is some value, even boredom. But when it comes to an employer, you have to ask yourself, this guy is going to read my resume or he's going to call me for an interview. Why should he? What can I offer him that will be of benefit? And if you can answer the question, what is in it for him, then he will consider calling you or entertaining you. The next point that I'm going to give you is common sense. Although sadly, many people don't have that. Nobody is interested in your problems. Nobody is interested in your situation. Nobody is interested in your sob stories. And please, there are some of you believe, oh, brother, Lord Jesus will bless you. Ganesha, I'll pray to, my mother is praying for you. My father is praying for you. I will always pray to Allah to bless you and your family. All this is very nice. Sounds good. Words don't translate into benefits. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. In the business world, it means nothing. Okay. Next few pieces of advice that I want to give you is, beyond college education, there are skills that will help you survive and sustain. The most important being communication, written as well as spoken. Please do not use ChatGPT, OpenAI, Perplexity, Merlin. They are seriously making you addicted to their software. You want to improve, learn the art of writing. Because if you sound Indian, you look Indian, you talk Indian, your grammar is Indian, and your writing style is an Indian, and you send them something from ChatGPT, they can spot it in seconds. If that is not how you talk, if that is not how you communicate, that is not how you do your day-to-day, lingo or your communication, sending them a prim, proper, professional ChatGPT, this thing, people can spot it in seconds, and nobody has any respect. I'm telling you this. Nobody has any respect for someone who uses this software. It makes them realize you're just a lazy bum. Okay. I find it so ridiculous if someone whose name is, for example, I'm just giving you, let's say Irfan, Mohammed Irfan from some place in Delhi, and he can't even string together 4 decent lines of English when I talk to him. And then he sends me a resume that looked like Shashi Tharoor wrote his life story. I mean, who are you trying to fool, your boss? So please focus on written as well as spoken communication skills. Join some public speaking organization, whether it's Lions Club, Toastmasters, or a public speaking. Get yourself a mentor who can help you in your, day-to-day communication skills. The next one is obviously networking. Networking is not putting on a big smile and having a nice flashy card and, hi, how are you? And putting on an accent and trying to be what you're not. That is not the art of networking. Neither is the art of networking where you give amazing, bombastic, memorized statements about your greatness or flattery. People can see through it. That is not networking. Networking is where you have the charisma to make people like you. Likability is a very rare trait. If you have likability, charisma, you have empathy, you have maturity, and you know how to deal with people of different age groups, trust me, you will be a champion at networking. Okay? The next point that I want to give you is all these tools that you have, email, mass email, LinkedIn, messaging, InMail, Facebook, WhatsApp. It is not only being used, overused, abused, and abused, whatever. It has lost its essence. Yes, having an email list helps, but the minute people feel you're spamming them, you will be put in a blocked list. That's something that I do very frequently. I told you, I'm not a company, but just me, I receive 1,600 messages, emails, notifications, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Just imagine not being a company, 1,600 daily with my groups. So a company must be getting much more than that, maybe 400, maybe one guy will get 400 or maybe even 4,000. So if you start spamming people, they'll just click all these 10 and they'll put them as spam. Do you know that so many people who have sent me messages, I have to literally go to my spam folder and it gives a bright red warning. This person is either spam or he's trying to, if it's a phishing attack or this is a dangerous email. You have been marked as a spammer. Google's algorithm AI or server has recognized that you keep sending people emails and don't receive responses. You'll be blacklisted here. And then if you apply to a company, don't expect any response. So please, email is only when you contact someone, he's aware you're sending him a message, and then after you send him, he acknowledges and tells you or asks, where did you send me the message? And then when he responds back to you, that is when it becomes worthwhile. Otherwise, please do not indulge in emails. There are so many people who give courses and softwares, and you can send 100,000 emails if you spend $50 or $100. Please don't get into all that. Okay. I'll just give you the last 2 or 3 and then, I'll make another video. By the way, if you do find these bits of advice beneficial, just comment down below. I'm not going to ask you to like, subscribe to my channel, this and that. If you find a value, you'll do it automatically. All I'm saying is, the only way you can communicate to me is if you type in the comments. So if you have any questions, you type it out there. Or if you agree, fine. If you don't agree, also tell me, no, I don't agree with this. This is my point of view. But that's the only way we can communicate. So do comment down below and let me know, do videos like this help you? Because if yes, and I get plenty of yes, then I know, okay, I'll make another video for you guys. All right. Remember, these are not popular videos or viral videos, so I don't expect many views. But for those who need it, it helps them a lot. So the last 3 that I'll give you is, you must ensure, see, social media, because of privacy today, people put fake profiles or they are afraid to even have their profiles open. But smart, enterprising individuals know how to leverage their presence online. Make sure if you have a social media presence, it is updated perfectly. From the information provided to the way that you present it. Don't overdo it. There are some people who literally put, I don't know, they put so many credentials and so much of work experience and they're only in their 20s or 30s. You begin to think like, man, this guy is, it's like a charge sheet. He has achieved everything. There's nothing more left to achieve. He's greater than Elon Musk. I mean, don't overdo something. It's like putting makeup. Don't put too much. Too much of salt, too much of sugar always backfires. Put enough and more that generates curiosity. And please don't try to oversell yourself as God's gift to mankind, which many females do by using filters. For men in LinkedIn, LinkedIn is more like, sorry to use this term, but LinkedIn is more like a dick measuring contest. See how big I am, see how smart I am. Oh, I had constipation today. These are the 4 leadership lessons I learned while having constipation. Or today I got stuck in a traffic jam and these are the 5 life lessons I learned. Please just stop here. And copy pasting someone's quotation. Oh, I got terminated today. Wow, these are the 4 realities which I want to share with you. Everyone is trying to position themselves as an intellect. It doesn't work. Learn to use, not overuse. Don't overdo anything. Next one is, always remember, people will add you, keep in touch with you, only if they find if you can offer them of some benefit. Okay, keep that in mind. So if you are trying to get in touch with someone powerful or someone who can be of great benefit to you, you have to offer them some value. Now, obviously, let's say, for example, a CEO who's earning, let's say, ten or $50,000 per month. For example, 50 or $100,000 per month. There's nothing you can do to offer him value. Let's face it. So, if you were to like let's say he's active on LinkedIn, he puts a post, you keep liking his post, you keep commenting. That is the cheapest way to, convince yourself to get noticed, but it doesn't work. I'll give you a specific example. There are people who want to get featured on Joe Rogan's podcast. People have literally sent him an email every week. Seriously. And there are even people who I found out in a podcast, this guy has been sending Joe Rogan for the past 6 years and finally got noticed. And I don't know whether they got featured or not. I can't remember the name here. There was another guy. Yes, this one was Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss is very famous, very popular. He's considered the OG of the working online, 4-hour work week, 4-hour body, Tools of Titans. These books, Master Mentors, whatever. He came out with amazing books. So this guy wanted to feature Arnold Schwarzenegger on his podcast. He wanted to, get an audience with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He sent Arnold something of value and his team literally for I think 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years, very dedicated, without spamming. And finally, I think he was able to get through to him. Just imagine the patience that it takes. So obviously, I know that you may not have 3 to 4 years, but I'm just telling you that if you want to be noticed or be in the favorable books of someone, you need to give value. See, I have put 9,000 plus videos. I have dedicated 12 to 14 hours a day online. I'm not saying these are the world's best content, but it is something at least, right? So that is why I don't have to convince anyone about who is Loy Machedo. It appears. So if you put in that amount of dedication and effort of giving value, not gimmicky videos like Instagram, hey, I'm at Starbucks, hey, I'm eating fried egg, or I'm at McDonald's. No, I'm talking of content where you position yourself as an intellect, where you know your industry. If you're in IT, you write about IT. If you're in marketing, you write about marketing. If you're in sales, you talk about sales. So that will help you. Because I'm into personal branding, so I speak on personal branding, I speak on business, I speak on my life, I speak on values, because you can't be something personally and something different professionally. You can't be, I can't be in terms of being rough and tough, I'm very loving with my maybe daughter. I'm very strict with business, very tough negotiator, or I might be a very, tough love kind of a coach. And with clients, I might be very business minded. So I put on different hats, but my core, the core that I am Loy Machedo, it remains the same everywhere. So in the same way, you need to have a base, foundation, core, and then choose which hat to wear. Okay. Last piece of advice is, I'm very sure you know this, the people who you surround yourself with will form your character. The people you surround yourself, the books that you read, the content that you watch on YouTube, the people you engage in and on social media, and the groups that you're part of. If you are with people who are below you, who keep admiring you, kissing your ass, praising you, or you're with people who are your age, you're not going to learn anything new. You're not going to become better. But if you are with people you look up to, whom you strive to be one day, people who are like 40s, 50s, or 60-year-old, or not uncles, aunts, and relatives. I'm talking of CEOs, businessmen, or you don't have to literally, say, oh, I'm not friends with the Ambani or Reliance chairman or Elon Musk. No, you don't have to go that far. But remember, what are the videos that you watch on YouTube? What is the kind of content you listen to on Spotify? In your groups, Do they only talk of Hindu, Muslim, and BJP Congress stuff, or are you part of some groups where there is a little bit of educational stuff? What do you do in your free time? Which are the books that you read and spend time with? All this will determine. And the biggest one is, whom do you spend the maximum time with? Who are those 5 people? If they are your Lallu, Challu, Ramu, Mohans, Mohammed, Iqbal, and Richard, and Aaron, who are your friends from childhood, you'll not grow. They are fun, you'll enjoy, but you'll not grow. So, who you surround yourself, what you read, um, what you engage in, the topics, the people, the thinking, the environments, they will shape you. And this is what will help you in terms of your life. I know I've spoken a lot about what is not directly related to getting a job, but trust me, all these factors, no, they form your core personality. And that is what an employer with maturity, a decision maker, a CEO, or a businessman can see through. So I hope this added some value. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comments down below. And if you'd like a video like this, we'll make one more. You guys take care. It's me signing off.